Yo, what's good? We are here. We made it. We made it with delays, but we made it. We are here. Thank you all for joining in. First off, before I go off and just start off my rant and go ham how I do, let me know if you guys can hear the audio with no echo. I'm using some new software today, so you know. If there's anybody currently here with me, you know. All right, here we go. Let's get it. By the way, at the end of the show, I'm gonna be probably streaming one of my tracks if I have no echo. That's how we gonna do it. If you're watching live, thank you for tuning in. Let's do this. And all right, we're gonna start this with the one and only. Now this weekend we had some good matches. You know, I had some bad predictions, but it happens to be like that sometimes. It's all right. Well, I had one. I'm okay with that. It is what it is. I'll be fine. You know? We'll be all right. So, here we go. Mauricio Lara versus Emilio Sanchez. What a fight. What a fight. Back and forth, lots of action going on, man. That shit was epic. That shit was crazy. Mauricio Lara putting in that work early on. Sanchez coming right back to him with the work and buzzed him a little bit, but Mauricio Lara just had the more power. And in between the punches where Sanchez was trying to take advantage of Lara, Lara came in and threw a couple big hooks, buzzed the man, and then finished him off right as the bell sounded. Amazing work for the young Lara. You know what I'm saying? Guy did good shit. Great work. Great work. Now, on Monday on Mano a Mano, me and Maestro was talking. He was telling me that Warrington and Lara 3 should be set up. There should be a rematch to that. And originally I was looking at it and I was like, hell no, there shouldn't be a rematch. Why should there be a rematch? He knocked him out in the first fight and it was a draw in the second fight. I get that, but because of the draw, Lara has left himself open for the conversation of there being a Lara Warrington 3. So, yo, I would like to see that, you know, it'd be a great fight back and forth and yo, Lara has to do something so that he could win this fight by either decision or knockout and not let it be a draw. Draws are trash. Nobody wants to have a draw on their record. Nobody wants to see a draw happen. People want to see action happen. Lots of action-packed-ish happening. You know? So, yeah. So, just had to check that there was no echo in my stream. That's why I took that pause real quick, which there is no echo. New software, so you already know new software sometimes be having issues. And I just got to make sure this is running smooth. But yeah, Lara, Warrington 3, that'd be a great matchup. That'd be fireworks, back and forth fight for the duration. That'd be good. And I hope Lara wins. I like his style of fighting, man. But yo, moving forward, just had to show some love to Mauricio Lara with the savage KO this weekend, right at the end of the bell. Great job getting the stoppage. He was also looking tired. He needs to work on that body some, because that body, Sanchez seemed to hurt him to the body, and that's a weakness, and it's been exposed, and he's been stopped to the body early on in his career. So people know he has this weakness, and if he fights Warrington a third time, I'm pretty sure Warrington's going to try to take advantage of the body. So, you know, What's good, Ignacio? How we doing? Chocolatito looked awesome this weekend, bro. Yeah, you damn right he did. You are damn right he did. I gotta, eat the shit that I talk, cause hey, look, like I said, I take them how I give them. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, and I'm happy for Chocolatito. But we gonna get into that in a little bit, Ignacio, just a little bit. But all right. Excuse me. So yes, Lara needs to work on that body. And it'd be a great matchup for there to be a Lara Warrington 3. He needs to work on that body because Warrington would definitely try to take advantage of that weakness. It's been exposed. People know that weakness is there. It is what it is. Time for to put in some more extra ab work, to do the Manny Pacquiao type of repetitions with those ab workouts. Whatever 10,000 it was per day is some crazy, insane number. But yeah, moving on. Just had to mention that was a great notable mention. Congrats to Mauricio Lara on the savage knockout at the end of that round, and maybe he will get that Warrington rematch. I mean, he doesn't need it, but if it was to happen, everybody would watch and be a nice big money fight for the guy. So moving on, we got Jose Ramirez versus Jose Pedraza. A little recap from the action this past weekend. Yo, let me tell you, man, this was one that I guessed right. And I'm happy. I got to talk my shit because the next one I guessed wrong. So right now, while I guess this one right, I got to talk my shit. Yo, what's good? The GOAT, Mario P. How you doing? We coolin' in here, brother. You already know. Living well, living large, enjoying life, man. But, yo, Pedraza versus Ramirez. I called this one correct. Ramirez was the more effective guy. Pedraza tried to fight similar style but slightly different. He was trying to be a little more jabby, was a little tentative and wasn't trading enough. Ramirez was winning almost every exchange. They were both landing good shots with power though, but Ramirez was just the more active dude. Definitely won the fight convincingly in my eyes. There's no need or any there's no need for a rematch. Yo, what's good, Aline? Saludos. Thanks for everybody who's joining me. But yeah, man, Jose Ramirez and Pedraza. Where does Jose Ramirez go from here? He said he's ready for everybody. He wants everybody. Load him up. Yo, that sounds good to me. Load him up. Get everybody ready for him. Taylor says he's moving up to 147. That seems like a fact. So that fight, I don't think will be there for him, and that means that the belts will all become open. So where does he go from here? Who does he fight from here? What happens? I think there's gonna be some vacant titles, and I think there's gonna be a lot for this man to chase. A lot of vacant titles for this man to chase, and a lot of potential amazing opportunities. Yo. Salute, shout outs to Osborne. Says, what's up, Kenny T? Was a good weekend of boxing. Lara couldn't handle that body work. Nah, he couldn't, man. That man could not handle that body work. The battle of the Jose's. Yeah, man, battle of the Jose's. We got one Jose victorious. It's funny because my father's name is also Jose. It is what it is. That's just the way life goes. Jose Ramirez needs to win more. Clearly for me, too many close wins. Yeah, I agree. He needs to win more. Needs to impose himself, impose his will a little more. But I think he definitely convincingly won that fight. He did, there was nothing in how that fight went that told me that Pedraza had a chance of getting scorecards or anything. Like, he wasn't convincing me, so I know he wasn't convincing the judges. And yeah, it just is what it is. I didn't think Pedraza was going to be the guy to beat Ramirez. I mean, the guy only has one loss, and it's to Josh Taylor, the good Josh Taylor, not the Josh Taylor that we saw in the last fight against Catterall. But supposedly, they were speaking about a rematch with Jose Zepeda because that was a close one with my Jose Ramirez. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of rematches. I guess it was a close one, so it's a possible thing. But if it's going to be for a vacant belt, I guess I wouldn't be upset with that fight, actually. Because, what's his name? Jose Zepeda, man. That guy's a beast. That guy's a beast. That guy could fight, and that dude has power. I wouldn't be upset at that fight at all. But, there's a lot of other fights that could be made. Jose Ramirez versus Prograde. Jose Ramirez versus, let's see, who we got? He already fought Posto. I don't know. Prograde would be a good one. Maybe Teofimo when he goes back up. There's going to be a lot of vacant belts there, man. I'm telling you, the guy is about to get food. If he could win these fights and put on a little more action and throw him and land a little more punches and make himself a little more effective. He needs to work on his defense because, you know, I mean, he looked a little better in his defense in this fight than he did in the fight against Taylor. But he needs to work on that defense a little more and on that body. He seems to also be soft body. He's soft body, you know. It is what it is. But Jose Ramirez won the battle of the Jose's. He's the more dominant Jose, all right? He is the only Jose, all right? Letting them know. Battle of the Jose's. So, Pedraza, I don't know where he goes from here. He's a great fighter. Still got potential to, you know, get some great fights for him. We'll see. What status is he falling? I don't know if he's a gatekeeper status just yet, but he's slowly starting to creep into gatekeeper type of status. A few more losses to top tier competition will put him right in that slot. And last but not least of the great fights this weekend, I took an L. I took an L on this prediction, but it's all right. Look, we win some, we lose some. But as they said in the movie Friday, you win some, you lose some, but you live. You live to fight another day. I live to call another fight. It is what it is. We here. Osborne says Pedraza got to fight for that rematch for a vacant title for sure. I mean, yeah, I hear you. There's going to be 4 vacant titles, though, you know. So, if anything, Pedraza could try to beat him to one of the vacant titles, and then maybe they could meet for unification sometime in the future. Pedraza has options. But, you know, it's not over just yet for Pedraza. I'm just saying, a couple more losses to top-tier competition, and he's sliding right into that category, right into that gatekeeper category. He's not there just yet. He could still win a belt. There's going to be 4 vacant belts. Come on, man. 4 vacant belts. That means 4 new champions. Because I doubt they're going to be, oh, you know, this fight's going to be for 2 belts. I've never seen that done in history. That'd be crazy. But yeah, maybe there would be a Pedraza versus Ramirez in the future if Pedraza could beat him to some of those belts that are about to be vacant. I'd see it. I'd watch it. I'd like it. But yeah, so back now moving forward to Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez versus Julio Cesar Martinez. Yo, look, man. I wrote this on Twitter, and when I tweeted it for my show promotions today, chocolate never gets old, man. You know, chocolate never gets old. Chocolatito, looking like that fine young milk chocolate. Pause. You know, I'm a straight male. Just got to keep my humor going, and I enjoy this, and I'm secure with myself. It is what it is. Let's go. So, Chocolatito, looking young. Chocolatito, looking young, looking healthy, looking unaffected by anything that Julio Cesar Martinez had coming at him. El Rey. Looking like nothing affected him. Chocolatito was looking godly out there, looking young, throwing punches and bunches, using the lateral movement that D-Style and the milk car was talking about on the round table. It was using the lateral movement to get out of the way of a lot of punches, was catching a shitload of punches with the high guard on the gloves. Man, his defense was there. He was landing the punches at the right time, and there wasn't no power. He was, you know, modifying the power, throwing the pity pats to open up, and then boom, coming with the monster shot that's gonna, you know, stumble El Rey or push him back, you know. Yo, look, man, that was a great fight. Ignacio, a.k.a. Nacho, says, bro, the mandatories for the WBA and WBC are due. Zepeda is the WBC Mando, and Puello is the WBA Mando, so good luck with that. Hey, listen, man, you're right. Those are some names right there. They said Zepeda, that Zepeda and Ramirez will be next. We'll see. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. Zepeda's a beast. Great couple wins in his last few fights. Looking like a savage, looking like a revamped Zepeda. And then the first fight between them was great as it is. But back to Chocolatito, because that is the man of the weekend. Chocolatito, the chocolate, little chocolate. Bro, he was just looking amazing. Looking like he hasn't aged a day. Throwing punches and bunches, landing everything. Body head, confusing the guy, had him off balance. You know, Rey wasn't really able to get off the way that he wanted to get off for two reasons: the defense, and when he would try to get off, he would find a counter punch coming right at him to stop him in his tracks. But boom, bro, impressive work by Chocolatito. And Rey, you know, it wasn't all bad work from him. It wasn't all bad work from him. He showed a lot of perseverance. I don't necessarily like, I do praise perseverance, but I don't praise perseverance as much as I'm praising Chocolatito's work. Because look, perseverance is like, yo, I could get punched in the face a lot and I could last a long time. Plus, I have the heart not to quit. You know what I'm saying? Persevering through the war. You know, he weathered the storm, but he didn't come out winning. He was just able to handle the storm. You understand what I'm saying? But I give that praise, just not extreme praise like I give to Chocolatito's work. Like, Rey also, you know, he landed some big punches. He tried to get off, but he just seemed slow. He didn't seem like the same as Rey. He seemed a little slow. He seemed a little not as in how do you call this? Didn't have the pop in his punches, the pop or the agility in his punches, or the volume. Didn't throw the same volume, you know. Definitely not making excuses for Rey. I'm just pointing out what I saw with my own two eyes. I always keep it factual. As you know, this is no cap. I don't be lying for nobody. I don't be fanboying for nobody. I keep it as real as I possibly can out here. But yeah, moving forward, or not moving forward. Staying with Rey and Chocolatito, we got to continue talking about them just a little bit. I think Rey is nowhere near done. He has so much ahead of him. This is not really a loss that affected him. And if anything, he didn't look too great out there. But if anything, this increased his stock because it got his name out there. Everybody knows Chocolatito. Not everybody knows Rey. You know? But, yo, where does Rey go from here? He said that he wants a rematch. He had an interview after the fight. He said he wants a rematch. He said that he had 5 weeks when he got notified for the fight, and that the week he got notified for the fight, it was his birthday, and he was eating like a fat kid and enjoying his birthday. So he said he pretty much didn't train that week. So we gonna knock that out. He said he had 4 weeks of training time, and that was pretty much a fat camp. Was him trying to drop weight, reduce weight, so that he could come in at the necessary weight for the fight, and he still came in, I think, 1 pound over, or a pound and change, something like that. I don't remember exact. Not important. The fact that what's important is the fact that he came in overweight, and he was blaming it on his training camp. He said that he was saying that if he had a full training camp, it'll make a world of difference, loads of difference, and he'd be able to do what he wanted to do in there. So it is what it is. It sounds like an excuse, but it actually, if you watch the interview, it actually seemed genuine the way he was saying. You know, like, you could really tell when someone's making excuses and when someone's being genuine. Like, you can just tell, bro. Look at people, look in their eyes, hear them speak. You know what I'm saying? You can tell when people are lying when they're not. And he just gave me that feeling like he wasn't lying, but it does come off as an excuse. It is what it is. I think he'll be fine. I don't think Chocolatito will give him a rematch. There's no need for that. There's bigger food for him at 115. Chocolatito, at this point, is older. Chocolatito still looking young. He's probably trying to cement legacy and come out there like a beast. If anything, he'll fight Estrada again. And then I heard them speaking about him fighting what's his face, Donaire, coming up from 112 or something. That'd be another big, super huge, big fight. So look, man, I don't see that rematch ever happening. It is what it is. And I don't think there's anything wrong with Rey's future. Ejere will be fine whether he goes back down to 112 or stays at 115. He'll be A-okay. Just needs to be smarter this time around and not take those last-minute fights, you know? Especially not against a dude like, bro, we talking about Chocolatito. Only reason I even spoke against the man was because I thought he was going to look old and more beat up, because he did take a lot of punches versus Estrada, as well as he handed out a lot of punches. But look, man, I'm defied. Osborne says he ain't getting a rematch. Chocolatito, my bad. That's not. I didn't mean that. That's not disrespect. Chocolatito, not that. Chocolatito is gonna go for the dollars and legacy. 100% agree, Osborne. He has no reason to entertain that fight. He outclassed the guy completely. There's nothing for him to gain there. There was before the fight, because, the younger guy, he's going to come out and knock him out. The guy got power. He throws punches and bunches. He's fast. There was a lot for him to gain. Chocolatito, he gained that. We know Chocolatito is Chocolatito and not old chocolate. You know what I'm saying? So, next topic. So, congratulations and salute to Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. I took an L in that prediction. Hey, I take him graciously. Okay, next topic. Josh Taylor now says he wants Catterall rematch at a catchweight, no longer at 147. Sounds to me like maybe Josh Taylor is starting to come to his senses after all the emotion from the fight and, all the hype and everything that went on during the fight. I think he's starting to come back down to his senses now. It's like, at first, he was like, I'll give him a rematch at 147, at 147 pounds. But come on, bro. Why would he go up to 147? The guy's comfortable at 140. You're the one that's not comfortable at 140. You guys fought at 140. That's where you're supposed to fight the first time before when he stepped aside and allowed you to become undisputed. So stop playing. If you're even going to entertain the thought of a rematch, you got to do it at 140. Not a catchweight. Not 147. Otherwise, just don't entertain the idea of a rematch. And just stay with that little tarnishing mark on your record, on your resume, on your legacy. It's up to him what he does. But look, the way I see it is very, very simple. Very simple. Go for the best legacy. There's no shame in losing. There's shame in not trying. There's no shame in losing, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, give it your all. Go out there and do your best and try hard and give the best challenge you can give. And if you win, you win. If you lose graciously. But not trying, making excuses and going to another weight class, that's something else. But I will say that a catchweight does sound much more fair to me. A catchweight sounds much more reasonable to me. It makes, but I still wouldn't want to see it at a catchweight. We should have another man undisputed currently at 140 pounds, and we don't. And that's okay. Let's move up. Let's move down. 147, Josh Taylor. It is what it is. Will he take that fight? You guys tell me in the chat. Do you think Josh Taylor will stay at 140 and take that fight, or will there be a rematch at a catchweight? Do you think what's his name, Catterall, is gonna entertain a rematch at a catchweight? Let me know in the chat. All right. Keeping it moving, keeping it going. Amir Khan. I've heard Amir Khan speaking a lot lately. He stayed quiet for a little bit after he took his loss, and seems like he's back to talking a lot, and he's back on the mic. Seems like he doesn't want to retire. Speaking about him potentially invoking that rematch clause that he has with Kell Brook. He saw how much money he made. Dude saw how much money he made, and he got hype. Hey, I feel him. I ain't even mad at him. I'm not even mad at him. Could make a lot of money in a rematch with Kell Brook. I don't think he'll win. Like I said the first time, I didn't think he was going to win then. I don't think he'll win the second time. If he comes back and he does invoke that rematch clause, is two things. Two things that he's invoking the rematch clause for. One is money. Facts. Two, pride and ego. Pride and ego. He just lost. Can't take the loss. Kell Brook was talking shit, although they shook hands, whatever. Familia, we friends and shit afterwards, cool. But that doesn't seem to be the feeling after letting everything settle down that Amir Khan has. And it is what it is. I don't think that he should invoke that rematch clause, bro. He got spanked. He's lost a lot of fights in a row, I believe. Let me double check that. I don't want to just talk shit and trash a fighter. Let's go check Amir Khan out and double check, because I'm pretty sure he's lost quite a few fights in a row. Let's see. Amir Khan. Oh no, he won against Billy Dib last fight. So lost against Kell Brook, won against Billy Dib, lost against Terence Crawford, won against Samuel Vargas and Phil LaGreco, lost against Canelo. Yeah, I mean, hasn't had back-to-back losses, but even if, I just think he should hang it up. In my opinion, it's over for my guy. In my opinion, it is over for my dude. If there's a rematch, it will have to be at the catch weight of 149 pounds as well. And Kell Brook is trying to move up to 154, but people keep on trying to call him down to 147 or 149 or whatever. You know, I heard people speaking about going up to fight Kell Brook, and if they do so, it was Josh Taylor. He was like, Kell Brook could be a potential fight when I move up to 147, but he wants to go up to 149, and I think that's too high. That's too high. It would have to be 147, so I don't see that fight happening either. It is what it is. Amir Khan, my guy, appreciate what you did in sport of boxing, appreciate your skill, but please have a seat. Don't sign that rematch clause, and have a seat for everybody, for yourself. Because I would hate if they put that shit on pay-per-view again. Moving on. La próxima sección. Vámonos. Brian Castaño versus Jermell Charlo. It was a hell of a matchup the first time. It's going to be a hell of a matchup the second time. And I think it's going to end by knockout. Hold on. Osborne says, no one wants to see a rematch between Khan and Brook. Absolutely no need. We finally got the fight, and we saw the winner for a fight we waited for a long time. And this time, Brook ain't taking it at 147. Yo, look, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Nobody wants to see that rematch. And you know what? At the same time, I want to see fighters do good for themselves. And if what's his name? If Kell Brook says 154 is the best for him and 147 is too low now, then let him go to 154. Let him potentially have the best outcome for his fight. If that is the case, let him potentially have the best outcome he possibly can. But, all right. Brian Castaño versus Jermell Charlo. Here we go. Castaño finally took the time out to respond to the fake injury allegations that Jermell Charlo had made. Said it wasn't a fake injury, said he had to take his time off, that he's good and healthy now, and that Jermell Charlo is going to pay for it. He said he's going to knock out Jermell Charlo. I am coming for the KO. I appreciate that. Come for the KO, although I don't think he did buckle the knees of Charlo at one point, and looked like Charlo's going to go down. He was doing like, whoo. Looked like he was about to literally hit the ground, but he picked it back up. Knees nor gloves touched the ground, and he kept on fighting. I guess it is possible for Castaño to knock him out, especially if that's what he's training for, and it's the second time they're fighting. But you know what? I think that Jermell Charlo is also training to knock him out, and it's gonna be an amazing fight. Fireworks are gonna be thrown, and we're gonna see somebody get knocked out. I think. I hope it's a good back and forth fight and not a replay of what we saw the first time around, because I feel like the first time around, everybody was in their seats. Was in their seats when Jermell Charlo bust Castaño. When Castaño bust Charlo, oh my God, somebody's gonna get knocked out. Oh my God, oh my. Yeah, right. Nothing. Because every time that somebody got buzzed, they both slowed down. I hope we don't see a replay of the same thing. Castaño definitely landed a ton of punches in the first fight. Charlo needs to pick up his aggression and throw more punches and bunches and not be tentative like in the first fight. And Charlo responding to Castaño after saying that he doesn't believe the Castaño injury is real. He says that he didn't like the drug test for the first fight, which doesn't really make sense. I think there should be a drug test for every single fight. That starts making me think that Jermall Charlo was roiding, and he needs the roids to go back to knocking people out. That comment that he didn't like VADA drug testing, but I don't actually think that that's the case. I hope that's not the case. I don't know. The GOAT Mario P says, I got Jermell to knock him out this time. Yeah, I'm with you, the GOAT Mario P. Right off the bat, right now, at this moment, without watching the first fight over, I also think that Jermell Charlo is going to knock him out. But that's not going to be my final conclusion. I'll make my prediction for that fight the week right before the fight on my No Cap Boxing. You already know. Ignacio says, I hope Castaño wins this time around because he would fight Tim Tszyu and Charlo will move up to 160. I think that Castaño will fight Tim Tszyu regardless if he wins or loses this fight. And I don't know what Charlo's gonna do, honestly. He may just move up because the Charlo brothers and Spence, they have like a little brotherhood connection, trainer connection, little bond, and a little thing they spoke about. I've been watching them through a long time in the media interviews. Hear them speak in the media. They've mentioned it several times. Where when they're all pretty much going to move up at the same time. When one guy moves up, the other two are going to move up because they don't want to fight each other. So, yeah, I don't know, man. If Charlo wins, maybe he fights Tszyu or maybe he goes up. I'm not 100% sure on what he would do then. Depends on what the people start calling on him for because he is one dude that definitely pays attention to the media. I feel like, because he does take on the challenges. I feel like his brother don't give a damn about the media. His brother just wants the Canelo payday money. Jermell is a top 10 fighter, pound for pound, in my opinion. That's the GOAT Mario P. Yeah, not in my opinion. But, I respect all opinions. It is what it is. He's not a top 10 pound for pound in my opinion, but he is a great fighter. Yo, what's good, Slide Tendencies? Good afternoon. Well, actually, you're right. Good evening. Good evening from New York. Okay, let's go. But yeah, someone's going to get KO'd here. Either Castaño or Charlo. Right now, without rewatching the fight, I think that's going to be Charlo, KO, and Castaño. It is what it is. And Tim Tszyu has an open future, I feel, in that division. And Castaño too, because I don't think Castaño's gonna move up. If Jermell Charlo moves up, I don't think Castaño's gonna move up. Castaño probably remain in that 154-pound division. I don't see why not. He hasn't ever complained about weight. And I don't think he's on that Mayweather game plan, which is get a belt in every weight class, go up. Manny Pacquiao did it, Canelo did it, Mayweather did it. They all do it. Payday is the payday. All right. I can't wait for that Castaño Charlo fight, by the way. And that injury, Jermell Charlo shouldn't be complaining about that injury because that injury just gives Jermell Charlo more time to reinforce his power, to reinforce his abilities, his defense, to reinforce his mind and make sure he's all set. It gives him more time. While Castaño's injured, so if he's actually injured, right, his bicep was torn, right, so he's not going to be training. So that would technically give Charlo an advantage. So I don't really know why he's talking shit, but I'm gonna let him rock over there. Ignacio says, unless Charlo makes 154 easily, bro, I don't know about that KO of Castaño. If anything, he can be hurt by Castaño. You think I didn't know Charlo has a problem making 154. I didn't know that. I thought he made 154 just fine. I've never heard him say he has an issue getting 154. But we'll find out. I thought it was a piece of cake. I've never heard him mention anything about weight. But we'll see. If he makes 154 easily, I think he'll be fine. I've never heard him complain about making weight, to be honest. And he has an even longer training camp now, so he's gonna be alright, man. He's gonna be good. He'll be fine. Promise. He's gonna be A-OK. Both of them gonna be A-OK. Both of these guys gonna come into this. I don't expect anybody to come in this fight without their A game. This is gonna be This is gonna be one of those good fights of the year. Okay, moving on to my next topic. My next topic of the day, we got Canelo. Canelo versus the world. Saul Canelo Alvarez. Look, man, everybody got something to say about this guy, and it is what it is. Whatever. Even Antonio Margarito, he hopped in the business. He hopped in the mix, and he said that Canelo should fight Benavidez. That Benavidez is the biggest challenge out there for Canelo. Yo, look. Everybody has a thought, right? What was it? Mike Tyson and Mayweather said that he should fight, I forgot who. Maybe it was Benavidez as well. I don't remember. But everybody got an opinion. People think he should fight Big Charlo. People think he should fight Benavidez. People think he should fight Suldo, Bivol, Beterbiev, Joe Smith. I've even heard David Morrell Jr. I've heard the list of, the list goes on. Nasio says, there's been a couple of stories where he's squeezing down to 154, and that's why the move is to 160 is being talked about. Gotcha. All right, so look, maybe Charlo is dealing with some weight shit. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, Castaño granted him some extra time to make weight with the injury, so hopefully he comes in weight and we get fireworks from both sides, because I want to see the best fight possible. But yeah. Back to Canelo. Canelo with all the haters. Canelo with all the haters in the world. They don't like this man. They don't like this man. They don't want to see him do great. But it comes with the territory. Anytime you see anybody great in any sport, anywhere, they get all the hate. Look at LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. The hate comes with the territory. You want to be great? Be ready to accept the hate. If Canelo's crying about the opinion on others, he's wiping his tears away with $100 bills. Shit, man. That man, not even $100 bill. He got stacks of $100 bills fluffed up so that he makes sure they carry the liquid as he wipes. Bruh, like, come on, man. But yeah, should he fight Benavidez, Charlo, and all these other guys? Hell no. Hell no. Like Canelo said, let these guys fight each other. Let these guys fight each other. Canelo's statement, to be exact, was fight each other and then I'll fight the winner of all of them. Yo, facts. Why should Canelo do 50 more fights when he could fight 5 more dudes that all make more sense and are more meaningful fights and deserve the money to be fighting, to be there in the ring? Why not do that? That's what makes sense to me. Let Charlo and Benavidez fight, Let Morrell and Zurdo and all these different. I'm talking about different weight classes now. Let these guys fight each other. Plus, I'm gonna go through these guys myself too in a second. These people that people are saying, oh, Canelo needs to fight. These people fight Canelo because I'm about to shut some people down. God damn it, we about to shut them down. And you know what? We gonna go into that right now, because the last thing I want to talk about is Bivol. But so here we go. We got people saying he should fight Big Charlo. Why? Big Charlo went to hell with Montiel. Montiel got stopped by Munguia. What are we talking about? What tells anybody that Canelo should be fighting Big Charlo? What has Big Charlo accomplished or done? If it was little Charlo at 160 or 160, I'll be talking different because the man is about to become undisputed at 154. The man has done some things, but he will still have to accomplish some things at the 160-pound division, 168, in order for Canelo to even look that way. So Big Charlo, X, that's a joke. Only fanboys are out there crying about, oh, he's talking because he's not fighting Charlo. Oh, he's not fighting Charlo. Fuck out of here. Then we got Benavidez. Look, man. In the future, Benavidez could potentially be a great fight for Charlo, but he needs to accomplish it a little more. Right now, Benavidez looks like he's acquiring the skills and wisdom to be able to beat Canelo, but it doesn't look like he got the skills to beat Canelo. The guy gets hit way too much. His defense is not there. His body is susceptible, and when his body's not susceptible, his face is very, very available. You know, the guy either has his guard real up, or when he gets hit to the body, he brings the guard down, and then he tries doing head movement, and that's when he gets some real big punches landed on him. He does have a good chin and he eats all the punches, but yo, look, I don't think that this guy is going to be able to eat the body and headshots of Canelo, and I do think Canelo will be able to eat his punches. It is what it is. Canelo has eaten the punches of 175 pounders, so it is what it is. Don't tell me no. Goat Mario P says Canelo can fight whoever he wants, in my opinion, but with that also comes criticism, because if it's totally up to you, that means you're also 100% responsible for fights not happening. Charlo, Benavidez, etc. No, I don't think he's responsible for fights not happening. He ain't even tell these guys that he was potentially fighting them. He told these guys to go fight each other. These guys aren't fighting each other. It's their fault. They're all looking for a payday, and at the end of the day, they're slowing down their own careers, and they're potentially going to lose a payday and not get a payday because they want to be picky and waiting for the star to pick him. Pick me, star, pick me, come on, let's fight. But do something so that star could want to fight you. You know what I'm saying? Have something so that star could add to his resume, you know? But yeah, so no Big Charlo for me. Benavidez, not yet. But no Benavidez yet. I mean, no Charlo. Who knows in the future if he does some stuff, maybe. But at this point, no, definitely not. I would like to see Benavidez and Charlo fight, actually, and I do think that Benavidez wins that fight. And then who knows? Maybe whoever wins that fight could fight Andre, and then whoever wins that fight could fight Canelo. But yeah, let me keep going down the list. We got over here. I've heard Andrade mentioned. Andrade. Demetrius Andrade. Andre. Yo, look. That one's also a joke for me. Several reasons why. One, I think it'll be difficult to sell the fight. I don't know about you guys, but I think Andrade is boring as hell to watch. Super unorthodox, super sloppy looking. It's an ugly fight when he's in there fighting. It's not an enjoyable fight. It's an ugly fight. Second, the man hasn't done nothing to fight Canelo. If anything, he was fighting nobody for a really long time. So, yo, let's see him go grab a couple belts. Let's see him do something. Let's see him fight some good opposition. And maybe. No, I don't think Andrade is a good matchup either. I think Canelo beats Andrade as well. It is what it is. And Andrade needs to do something. Do something. Gain some belts. Gain something. Beat somebody notable. Do something. Don't just expect to go get paid because, ooh, I fought a whole bunch of nobodies and I'm still undefeated. That doesn't mean nothing. An undefeated record means something to a person who's trying to become a champ. You know, a good 17-0, 18-0 fighter or something, trying to become a champ, trying to get recognition, trying to pad his resume. It doesn't mean anything for a guy who's already been undisputed, has had belts in several weight classes, and has been in $1 million fights with the best fighters from around the world. Doesn't mean nothing. Keeping it moving. We got, this one is a joke for me. Zurdo Ramirez. I don't know why people keep mentioning this guy. I don't know why people believe that this man is so great. This guy gets hit so much. This guy hasn't shown any crazy amount of power or anything amazing or, you know, that extremely impresses me. I don't see Zurdo doing anything with Canelo. Zurdo was getting tagged up badly by Unieski. Yeah, he finished him off and he did what he had to do for the fight, but he was getting tagged up against a washed up, not washed up. I'm not gonna Well, he did look washed up, actually. Tired, gassing out for most of the entire fighter. Took him long to get him out of there. With a dude like Canelo, who's always in shape, dude who stays ready, no boxing, no life. Bro, that guy is food. 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 Comida. Plus, Yunieski was there to get hit. He wasn't moving his head. He was barely doing stuff. Canelo got a whole lot of movement. Yes, moves that he stole from Mayweather, in my opinion. But Canelo has a whole lot of movement. All that stuff about leaving your head there and having somebody there to knock out. Canelo's not that guy. Canelo's not that dude. Rolling with the punches. What's good? Says Kenny KO. Salute, hermano. Salute, brother. Total hyper job, in my opinion. Yep, I agree, Slight Tendencies. He's a total, complete hype job. Zurdo Ramirez doesn't do anything for me, hasn't impressed me in any type of way, and I don't know why people mention him with Canelo. Canelo, if anything, Zurdo Ramirez, in my opinion, is the weakest opposition for Canelo. I mean, nah, I'm exaggerating. We gonna do it like this. We gonna do it like this. It's gonna be Charlo at the bottom, right? Then it's gonna be what's his name? Andrade, right. Then we're gonna have Zurdo over here, and then we're gonna have Benavidez over here, right? So Benavidez is on the top still. You know what I'm saying? Zurdo is second to top. But yeah, I think I still think he's better than Charlo though. Charlo hasn't really done anything amazing to be credited. You know what I'm saying? But who else? Who else have we heard him? Bivol and Beterbiev, those are two great fights. Who else have we heard people mention? I don't know. Everybody else is like, come on, man. You guys go fight each other. Fight each other. The only guy who got claims of marriage for a future fight with Canelo is Beterbiev. Andrade says Andrade when he pronounces his name because he's Cape Verdean, which was colonized by Portugal, so it's not in Spanish. He can say it whatever way he wants. I don't care what he says. I know how the name is pronounced. It is what it is. So Andrade. So, yo, to my next, but yes, just finally want to close out the store. I agree with Canelo. Fight each other, and then I'll fight the winner of them all. Yes, man. Do a damn, you know how they got the World Boxing Super Series or whatever? Do a damn Canelo Boxing Super Series tournament. The winner of that shit gets Canelo. Simple. Zurdo is 43-0 against Uber drivers. Yeah, man. Not even Uber drivers, bro. They be driving them old-ass yellow New York cabs. You know what I'm saying? The ones you don't even see on the streets no more. They outdated, ancient, washed up. But yeah, so Bivol, my man Bivol says he's confident that he could beat Canelo. I love the way that Bivol believes in himself. And yo, I think this is going to be a really good, amazing fight. Bivol, bro, oof. He's confident, he's big, very tall, long, got a good jab, extremely fundamental like Tim Duncan. So this big fundamental right there. Sly Tendency says, Beterbiev already turned down Canelo back in 2019. Kevin Ioli reported on this already, LOL. Hopefully that changes. Look, this is two belt Beterbiev. And you know what? If Canelo has Bivol's belt, it makes it that much harder for Beterbiev to be like, nope. You know? It is what it is. If you say no, then people are gonna say you ducking. You don't want that. You don't want people to tell you ducking. Yo, take them fights. Do what you gotta do. But Bivol, I love the man's confidence, yo. I think this is gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be one of the fights of the year, yo. We gonna see Canelo tested for sure. You remember how we saw Canelo tested in the Triple G first fight? The people that but Canelo still won that fight, in my opinion. But yeah, the shock that it gave you, that's a shock. I feel like we're gonna have something like that with Bivol, and I think there's gonna be a 12-round fight. I don't think this is gonna end quickly, or gonna be a knockout situation like the previous fights. I think this is gonna go for the full 12, and Bivol has some advantages. Will he be able to capitalize on those advantages? We'll see, because he does seem to have a a good engine. He seems to be able to throw a lot of punches at a time, good reach, has a great solid jab, has with the right hand, everything is the guy is in tune. We'll see if he puts all that together or if he plays the super technical game and takes it easy with Canelo. Rolling with the Puncher says, man, this fight I think is underrated. This fight to me is going to be an instant classic. Bro, I agree. This is going to be, this is going to be like masterclass against masterclass, just different styles, and we know styles make fights, bro. I'm very excited for Bivol versus Canelo, potentially fight of the year. We'll see how it goes when it happens. I got Bivol beating both Charlos on the same night. Oh yeah, Bivol, aka Big Fundamental. That's what he should make his nickname, Big Fundamental. Bivol, aka Big Fundamental, definitely beats both Charlos. Shit, not only on the same night, same ring at the same time. Bring them on, baby. Oh, shit. Look what this shit does to my TV. Look like crazy. But it's the green screen. New software. I'm figuring it out fully. It is what it is. We're going to figure that out. So, yeah, man. Bivol, Big Fundamental. Fight of the year coming. Classic. Instant classic for me. If you ask me, that is. So let's keep it moving, baby. Let's keep it moving. And the next topic is a little fun, a little controversial. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. People say whatever the hell they want to say. We got, I like Tim Duncan too. Tim Duncan is one of the greatest in the sport of basketball at the power forward center position. All right. So Wladimir Klitchko says Bivol should not be allowed to fight Canelo. And we all know why he's saying that. Bivol is Russian. Bivol is Russian. Klitschko's Ukrainian. The war that is currently going on. I don't think politics or any type of world nonsense has anything to do with sports. Sports are sports. And Bivol doesn't exactly believe in the stuff that Russia is currently doing. Bivol's not a supporter. It's like, it doesn't make sense to me. The GOAT Mario P says Bivol is a one-dimensional. He's an in-and-out fighter, but he's good. He's definitely good. No sound. What you mean no sound? Everybody else hearing me. Check the mute, Javier Vila. Let me write. But I don't think that Wladimir Klitschko has a right in that. He said, I repeat it again, rolling punches. Klitschko's crazy for that. He says, Wladimir Klitschko says Bivol should not be allowed to fight Canelo. And for me, that's stupid because, like I was saying, look, man, I'm from the United States. I'm born and raised in New York. My parents are from the Dominican Republic, so, I'm Dominican, American, whatever. So, the United States have done a lot of crazy, shady shit throughout history and war at times, a whole lot of shit with the whole Iraq and, a lot of shit that we've done for oil, for profits, for business, for money that we say, it's for freedom, it's for peace. It's a lot of questionable stuff that the U.S. gets in and does. I don't support all that shit, but I live here. So if I was fighting Canelo, Klitschko would say, this man should not fight. If I was in the same situation, what I'm saying? Like, that just doesn't make sense. Klitschko would be like, this man should not fight Canelo because, he's from the U.S. and the U.S. is currently at war with this place and they're doing so much fucked up shit. It doesn't make sense. Has nothing to do. Nothing to do at all. Like, doesn't make sense at all. Nothing to do at all with boxing. It's stupid. The guy, I understand he's upset and he's at war and he's currently defending. He's probably got a lot of kills under his belt right now. His body count is all the way up there probably right now at war. Last I heard, they said he said he had killed like 7 people in the same day or something like that. So look, excuse me, pardon. Let me get some water too. I don't think that politics or world affairs has anything to do with sports. Bivol is a boxer. He's not a politician. He's Russian because that's where he was born. He didn't have a choice in where he was born. He does have a choice in what he supports. And he said that he doesn't support the war. So how should the war affect him fighting Canelo? And I understand that fighting Canelo is a prize, big money and all that stuff. But still, how does that make sense that he should not be able to fight Canelo because there's this war going on and because he's Russian? pardon for the ambulance and fire truck and everything else here outside my window. I'm in New York City, and it is what it is. We got to deal with this nonsense all the time. But yeah, man. Thanks, Sly. I had to verify that my audio wasn't jacked up. Rolling with the Puncher says, man, how is war even legal? Shaking my head. It's 2022. What the fuck? It's crazy, bro. It's just that war is done by force. It's not like legal or legal. It's like what actions are like is law enforcement going to be able to take against people going to war? Oh, we're going to go arrest you. Yeah, right. I'm going to bomb your whole fucking city. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. Look, force and violence runs everything, runs the world. You know, it's as much as people try to be like, oh, you know, the people do democracies, politics, but bro. Violence and force runs the world. You could say laws, rule. No. Look, you could look at many historical situations and how disputes were settled by war and people dying, people getting killed, cities getting blown up, and craziness. So, look, politics should not be included in boxing. Has nothing to do with boxing. It's stupid to me. Klitschko's just saying this because he's emotional right now. You know, I'm not gonna bash Klitschko's character either. He's just saying this because he's emotional right now. Obviously, the guys at war, his people are getting attacked, and he's attacking and killing people too. But again, keep that nonsense out of boxing. That has nothing at all to do with boxing. Boxing's a sport. Boxing's not politics. In boxing, the winner of boxing doesn't get extra rights to vote or have extra votes to vote for presidency or whatever the case. So stop the nonsense. The fight will go on, and Klitschko will be watching that shit. Sly says, Bivol lives and works in America. He's practically American. His original country of origin is Kyrgyzstan. People need to stop being xenophobic, and Klitschko needs to stop asking the world to fight. Seriously. I mean, they do need help. But I understand that, but seriously, this statement is all facts. Like, people do not stand for the shit that their countries are doing. Not even people who join the military believe with the shit that their countries are doing. Some people gotta go fight war in their own countries because they're American, because they joined the military. And some people join the military because they have no option. You know, this is just a crazy situation all over, all together, all around, and politics should be kept out of sports, period. Rolling with the Punches says Sly tendencies. Well said. Yeah, facts, man. He put it all in perspective, letting everybody know. Yeah, it is crazy, Rolling. It is crazy, Rolling with the Punches. It's sad to even speak about, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, it's the world and the life that we live in. If you're currently watching the show, please hit the like video on this video and subscribe if you don't already. Please and thank you. And if you are already, thank you for supporting. Appreciate you always. Let's keep growing. Let's keep moving. Yo, so in other news, in other sad news in boxing, this is sad news for sure. Rigo, Guillermo Rigondeaux had a situation where a steam cooker exploded in his face. He got an injury. Supposedly he couldn't see originally. His eyes were swollen and damaged. He had caught damage all over the face. And I was trying to find pictures on this end so I could see how severe it is, but I didn't find anything. Rigo hasn't came out to the public and spoke and said anything, but his team did. His boxing team officially said that after the operations and after everything that went on, that Rigo is gonna have a full recovery. I don't know if they expect him to box again. I had already said in the previous episode of No Cap Boxing that Rigo needed to start retiring, that he needed to hang the gloves up. I think that still should be the case, and I think that this injury cements it even more. I wish him for the best in recovery. Don't want nobody's eyesight or anything to be affected in any serious way. That sucks. Like, I just wish him the best in recovery. Just like I wish that the war in Ukraine was over. You know, I'm a good dude. I like positive shit. I'm not here for people killing each other. Boxing is a positive thing to me. There's a winner. People getting money is a sport. It's not violence. Sly Tendency says, people forget that Joe Louis fought Max Schleming at the height of World War II when Max was tied with the Nazi party in Germany. No one is calling for a boycott then. Yo, Sly is coming in with the facts. Boom. Coming in with the facts. Dropping bombs. For real. I bet that fight's so crazy. People love the controversial shit. You know, if Bivol was fighting somebody from Ukraine, this fight would have been sold out on pay-per-view. The stadium would have been sold out. Bruh. I mean, you can't sell out on pay-per-view, but you know what I mean. But yeah, man, I hope Rigo recovers soon. Sly Tennessee says, I heard he got burned by some black beans. I don't know, but a pressure cooker blew up in his face. If you guys don't know what a pressure cooker is, it's like this big pot, has a glass on top, got some clips that you close on every side. It heats up and it cooks with steam, so it's a lot of steam locked up in there. So if it blew up, think about that. Think about how much pressure and steam was in that for that pressure cooker to blow up in his face. Metal, glass, plastic was everywhere. Like, he probably had metal, glass, and plastic all over his face, and that's sad to say. The beans probably didn't even have an effect. Because, the beans are hot, but soft beans touching your face, stuff like that. It's hot, but it'll only be for a second. The severe stuff, the real severe stuff, aside from the burn, is probably the glass and metal pieces that he had all over his face that could have possibly made him blind. But no, they say he's going to have full recovery, so blessings to him. Blessings to him. Moving on. Anthony Joshua, AJ, has confirmed that his assistant trainer, Angel Fernandez, is now his head trainer, his head coach. Yeah, that sounds a little crazy to me. That sounds like there will be no changes, no new implementations into his work ethic, into his skills and abilities. That means that he's going to stay the exact same AJ, and if not, be less of an AJ than he was before. Because if he's using his trainer's assistant, then I'm assuming the same type of training is going to be happening that was happening with the previous trainer. So, look, sounds crazy to me, but at the end of the day, I don't think that this Usyk fight is going to happen because this war is still going on and people need time to train. It's not just like, yo, go to war, get injured, deal with a whole lot of stuff. Nah, he's probably going to need some recovery time after the war, and then he's going to need time to train and get his body right. So I don't know. I think this fight is going to be postponed for maybe till the end of the year, and I think that AJ is going to have to fight somebody else. And is having Angel Fernandez as his trainer to fight somebody else a good thing? We gonna see. I know that training Angel Fernandez, testing Angel Fernandez as a trainer against a fight against Usyk, that's a joke. That's a terrible idea. That's terrible. Don't do that, please. But if he's gonna do it against somebody else, maybe we'll see what Angel Garcia could do. Rolling with the punches says, I just sparked up, y'all. Sorry, not trying to be insensitive. SMH, hope Rigo recovers 100% for sure. Hey, it's all good, bro. It's all good. Enjoy life, my guy. Enjoy. But yeah, I do hope he 100% recovers. That's that shit. But going on, yeah. AJ, Angel Fernandez, AJ, and AF. I hope that either Angel Fernandez is a hell of a savage trainer, or I hope that AJ really starts looking at getting a actual trainer, coach, somebody that can really take his game to the next level, take advantage of his height, his size, his power, and his abilities, and teach him how to tuck and keep that chin safe, because that's his number one weakness. He doesn't have much of a chin, so he needs to work on some things. If the Usyk fight happens, like I said, I think it's gonna happen like November, December. I don't see it happening anymore. Like they originally had April, then they said May, June. So I don't really see it happening no more till later in the year. So I do think there's going to be an in-between fight for Anthony Joshua between fighting Usyk again. One person that I've heard that's been getting mentioned a lot that he may fight is Otto Wallin. AJ really misled everyone and wound up picking dude he's been working with since day one, since Sly tendencies. Yeah, I believe in changes, You change trainers, you change coaches, you learn different things from new trainers, you learn what to keep, what works best for you, your mind, your wisdom, your abilities increase, and you're just able to able to learn more from different people as opposed to keeping the same knowledge base and reinforcing that knowledge and just continuing to feed that knowledge. De La Hoya agrees, and I agree with De La Hoya. De La Hoya said, I barely ever agree with De La Hoya, but he said he had like 6 trainers in his career, which is very true, and that he believes changing trainers is a good thing to do. I also agree with that. You know, I think that AJ should go get a serious trainer. Stop playing games. Go get a serious trainer. If he doesn't for this fight, definitely for the next fight with Usyk. Don't play with us. Don't play with yourself. Don't play with your career. People don't believe in AJ anymore. You know, he needs to show people that he's serious. Make people believe again. Stop all these games. Stop this joke. Stop whatever it is that you're doing. But yeah, Otto Wallin, I think that's a great fight. Otto Wallin gave Fury hell, cut Fury up, and he's there to fight, has a good chin. I like to see what AJ can do against Otto Wallin. I think it'd be a good test for him. And if AJ gets beat up by a guy like Otto Wallin, who did put in some work on Fury, like I said, don't discredit Otto Wallin. If that fight could happen, and he put some work in on AJ, then I'm gonna start calling for AJ to stop boxing. If AJ loses that fight by knockout or some shit like that. De La Hoya was right. You gotta get different looks. 100%. 100%. Need different perspectives. You know? But yeah. Anthony Joshua, Otto Wallin, may happen. Other fight they're speaking about is Joe Joyce. I don't want to see him against Joe Joyce. I think Joe Joyce needs to accomplish just slightly a little more, although he is right there, like right before getting a chance at a title or a belt. But that may happen with Usyk, because you got to remember, they fought in the amateurs, and Usyk beat Joe Joyce, and that'd be a great fight to see again. And I think Usyk beats Joe Joyce again. I'm just saying. But I don't want to see Joe Joyce and AJ, just not yet. It just doesn't sound exciting in my head. I don't think Joe Joyce is exciting. I don't think he's a bad fighter. I just think that fight, Joe Joyce and AJ, will be a very boring one where both guys are going to be trying to do their best boxing ability and trying to land a jab for most of the fight and trying to stay safe away from each other. And we do know that Joe Joyce has a chin, so I don't know. Present some challenges to AJ. I don't know what challenges I present to Joe Joyce, because I haven't done the full fight breakdown. But I don't really want to see that fight. I don't know. Oop, pardon for that alarm. Otto Wallin is a beast. He trains with Joey Gamache, and he's gone up since his Fury fight. Yo, look, man. Yeah. Otto Wallin is a beast. He is. AJ versus Wallin. Oh, damn. Good looking on info, okay? No doubt, brother. Yeah, man. Yeah, they talking about that AJ versus Otto, or AJ versus Joyce. Otto Wallin being the most possible of the two, and I hope that's the one that happens. Otto Wallin is a dog, and he's going to bring it to AJ. It wouldn't be an easy fight, and it wouldn't be a cherry pick for AJ, and I think it would gain him a little bit of respect from the public back. Again, the respect that he's been losing for the decisions and actions that he's been making. All right, let me leave AJ alone. Let me leave AJ alone and hope that he does go get himself a trainer and that he does fight Otto Wallin if the Usyk fight cannot happen because of this war situation. The Usyk fight does need to happen, no matter what. All righty then. So, Devin Haney. Here we go. Devin Haney. My guy, Devin Haney, bro. I'm going to call him right now Flip-Flop Extraordinaire. Flip-Flop Extraordinaire. I got 2 reasons why I'm calling him Flip-Flop Extraordinaire. Just says what he thinks the people want him to say. Just wants popularity. Trying to do the social media thing. Look, don't talk too much. Talking too much gets you in trouble and gets people, critics, and people really paying attention like me to catch the bullshit you're saying and call you out on it. First one was when he was talking about, oh, I'll go to Jupiter to fight Kambosos. Australia don't matter. We gonna make that fight happen. Beat you in your hometown. Blah, 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 blah. What ended up happening? What ended up happening is he started making excuses. flip-flopped. Originally said, yo, I'll fight you anywhere. On the moon, on Mars, Jupiter, blah, 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 all that nonsense. And then you come around and you switch the nonsense, and now you're saying, oh, well, let's fight in the U.S., though. I could sell out a stadium in the U.S. This fight will sell better in the U.S. than it will sell in Australia. Blah, 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 blah. All this nonsense. Stop the jokes, bro. Stop that nonsense. That's flip-flopper case number 1. Flip-flop extraordinaire Devin Haney. Then we have flip-flop extraordinaire session 2. Example number 2. And that is talking shit about Canelo. Talking all that trash about Canelo, and Eddie Reynoso's whole crew is doped up. They all on the good shit, blah, 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 blah. And what happens? What happens? Then he goes to the stadium. They're both in the stadium. Hey, I don't know if this was the words that were said, but this is my interpretation of the interaction that I saw and what I pictured happened before. Oh, hey, hi, Mr. Canelo. My name is Devin. I don't know if you've heard of me, but I'm Devin Haney. You are the greatest fighter in the world. Can we take a picture, please? Can we please take a picture, sir? Awesome. Here, let's take a picture. And then when Canelo looks away for the camera, they take the shot where Devin Haney's looking at Canelo like this. To make it look tough and say that he's sizing up Canelo. Bro, Devin Haney don't even want to smoke with Cambosis. Devin Haney don't want to smoke with Canelo. That's flip-flopping season number 2. Flip-flop session. He's flip-flop extraordinaire. He don't want to smoke with nobody. All this nonsense, bruh. Devin Haney, stop flip-flopping on the shit you saying, bro. I'ma start losing respect sooner than later. Keep it boxing. Go box. Go fight Cambosis and stop talking shit about the U.S. I'm starting to lose the Devin Haney hype, or whatever little hype I had for Devin Haney to begin with, because all this just doesn't make sense. Go fight Cambosis. There should not be all this, Eddie Hearn's negotiations. Fuck a negotiation. Accept whatever the hell it is Cambosis says and go fight the man in Australia. Stop it. Be the big man. Be the big dog. You be talking like you got a big bite. Go fucking bite. Sly Tendency says, hello. He just did an interview praising Canelo now. This guy's a fool, bro. Flip-flop extraordinaire. Haney schools Canelo like Floyd if they were at the same weight. Nah, bro. You smoking crack. You giving Haney way too much props. Floyd was another monster, another demon. Please don't ever compare Haney and Floyd, bro. Respect Floyd Mayweather. I know you're showing Haney love, but respect Floyd Mayweather and the work that he did. Let's not gas up Devin Haney either. He got skills. I'm not shitting on him either. He got skills. He's fast. He's definitely got skills. But he damn sure ain't no Floyd Mayweather. All right. I'm done with flip-flop extraordinaire. I got 2 examples. I just feel like they're going to keep racking up. I'm going to keep watching the shit that he says and everybody else says, and I feel like it's going to keep racking up his flip-flopping moments. All right. Next up, we got Conor Benn versus Chris Van Heerden. Happening on April 16th on the Zone in Manchester Arena. All this talk about, Conor Benn fighting Adrian Broner. I didn't think Adrian Broner was going to come back. He tweeted the other day, I miss boxing. Bro, that means that Conor Benn never even sent the contract over to Adrian Broner. That conversation was never even had. It probably was just social media stuff, or press conference stuff. But yeah, I didn't want to see him fight Adrian Broner anyway. I thought that was doo-doo. Then he was talking about Kell Brook, but he'd have to go up and wait to Kell Brook to 149 or 154, whatever the case is. That'd be a money fight, a representation fight. I didn't really like that one either. I don't really like the Chris Van Heerden fight either. But I think that Conor Benn is trying to put himself in a position to be able to get an Errol Spence fight, potentially. If and when Errol Spence beats Ugas. The way that it seems to me is, I think Errol Spence is going to beat Ugas, and Conor Benn is setting himself up to be a good opposition in case Errol Spence decides to duck Terrence Crawford, which I feel like that's what's going to happen. Conor Benn at that point would be the up-and-coming fighter. No belts, right? No belts, but he'd have beaten Chris Van Heerden if he does beat him in the earlier stoppage than what Spence gave him. The last fight, hold on, let me pull this up for you so I can have the straight facts. Conor Benn, it was Algieri. Conor Benn fought Chris Algieri. And so did Errol Spence. Conor Benn knocked him out cold. It was in a TKO stoppage, and it was in the earlier round than when Errol Spence stopped Chris Algieri. Now, he's fighting Chris Van Heerden. Errol Spence fought Chris Van Heerden and knocked him out. I forgot what round it was. Maybe 8, 9, 10, something like that. Now, we got Conor Benn about to fight Chris Van Heerden. It seems like he's fighting the last opponents that Errol Spence fought and trying to knock him out earlier and finish him off earlier and in better fashion than Errol Spence did, and continue calling out Errol Spence to try to put himself in the path of that train. You know, it's a good idea. It's a good thought. Will it work? I don't know. Maybe because nobody knows him too well. Maybe. Yo, Chicano Prophet, salute. What's good, my guy? Haney is cut from the same cloth of Sweet Pete, Floyd, and Leonard. That's the goal, Mario P. Rolling with the punch says, I think so too, Gold. Devin has skills, but Canelo's something special. 50 Cent. LOL. He's got the skills, but it'll never happen. So, yeah, look, man, I'm not going to continue discussing that one. I already gave my thoughts regarding Devin Haney and Canelo in that situation. That's never going to happen. And if you believe in Haney beating Canelo, that's crazy. I don't know how you get to that. But Conor Benn is chasing Errol Spence, and if he does knock out Chris Van Heerden, will Errol Spence actually pay attention to Conor Benn if he knocks him out earlier and in a better fashion than Errol Spence did? Maybe that may be a good alibi for a good alternative move for him to duck Terrence Crawford with, and it'd be a big money fight. Conor Benn has a name. And so does Errol Spence. They probably sell out a stadium. That'd be a big money fight. Although at this point, not discrediting Conor Benn, I don't want to see that fight. I would call it a cherry pick, not because it is a cherry pick, but because if you got Terrence Crawford, and if you got two fights that you can make, one being Terrence Crawford, the second one being Conor Benn, and you go with the easier of the two opponents, I'm gonna call that a cherry pick. So maybe he is chasing Spence, and maybe that cherry pick will happen, and maybe PBC will say that that's the better, bigger money fight, and it's possible. They've been ducking, dodging Terrence Crawford forever. I'm definitely going to watch the fight, and I definitely do expect Conor Benn to knock out Chris Van Heerden earlier than Errol Spence did. I was watching the Errol Spence-Chris Van Heerden fight earlier, and Errol Spence was very tentative in the beginning of that fight, slow to start, and then once he got going. Conor Benn is not a slow starter. He's going to go in there knowing what he got to do and knowing that he got a mission, and that mission is to stop Chris Van Heerden earlier than Errol Spence did. But I'm going to let Conor Benn rock. The guy's looking great. The guy can definitely speak on the mic, and the guy has a step up or same level type of opposition as Chris Algieri type of fight, and Chris Van Heerden coming up, and that is good opposition. And let's hope that after this fight, he is ready to step up to fight some of the Virgils and Boots, and so we could get, some of the better guys out of the younger class of fighters. Did I discuss this already? Oh, I did discuss this already. But I didn't discuss the second half of it. But I'm going to let that go already. It is what it is. So my last topic for the day. I'm not going to do a fight prediction for this weekend because I'm not too excited for the fight. Plus, I didn't have all the time today to do all my full research because I was setting up the new software that I'm currently using. It's been good so far. I got zero complaints. I hope you guys got zero complaints as well. Still learning about it on the job, so that's why I, won't be sending links or anything like that today because I don't 100% know how to do so yet. But we will on the next one. So, my last topic for the day. Erickson Lubin versus Sebastian Fundora on April 9th. They say they're close to signing it, but it hasn't been completed yet. What are my thoughts on this? Look, man, Erickson Lubin got knocked out by Charlo, and he's looked strong ever since. His skills have gotten better. He's filled in more into his body. He looks stronger. He's gotten better since. Fundora, super tall dude. If you ask me, he got washed up in the last fight. I forgot the dude he fought. Let me look that up. Sebastian Fundora. Yeah, the last fight that he fought against Sergio Garcia. Yeah, he got washed up in that fight, and then the judges gifted him a decision. Unfortunately, the judges gifted him a decision. But he's going against even better opposition now. He's fighting Erickson Lubin. If I think he lost against Garcia, and I think Lubin is better than Garcia, bro, I honestly think that Sebastian Fundora could get knocked out in this fight. He was taking some very big shots. I mean, the power didn't necessarily seem to affect him too much, although he was wobbled a few times, but he was good at keeping the man away and throwing some jabs. The guy got power. But yo, I don't think that's gonna work against Erickson Lubin. If Garcia was able to buzz you and get you all shooketh or shook, then yo, it's a fact. It's a fact that Erickson Lubin is gonna come in, and I think he's gonna win by knockout. But it's early to call it. I think it's gonna be a great fight. I'm gonna enjoy that fight. Ignacio says Sergio Garcia is underrated, bro. If he had power, he would be a real threat at 154. That's facts, bro. Sergio Garcia washed him up. Garcia put the beats on Fundora, and I was so mad. Matter of fact, you could go back to one of my no caps, and you could catch me screaming and talking shit about how Fundora got gifted a robbery decision and how Garcia got robbed, because that was 100% a legitimate robbery for me. 100% a legitimate robbery for me. It is what it is, though. He got gifted a robbery, and now he's fighting Erickson Lubin in a fight that I think he's going to lose. Big time. No cap. Hands down. Hands down. It is what it is. But, yo, we have reached that point where we are at the end of no cap boxing. And I was going to try to share one of my songs with y'all. I've been working on some music, but unfortunately, I don't know how to do so in this new software that I'm using. So it's all right. It is what it is. Next time I come back around, I'll share the song and I'll learn more about the software, so I know how to share my screen and do all the good things that, you know, make streams more effective and make you guys enjoy the stream altogether all over. I hope you guys enjoyed tuning in today, chit-chatting with me and speaking boxing on Knocked Out by Kenny, No Cap Boxing Volume 11. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. And share it to people. Help me grow. Let's grow together. Let's keep this family going. This is fun. I hope you guys have fun. The conversation we always have is great. Thank you all for tuning in, man. I'll see you all later in the week. Or down the line, we'll see. I'm going to try to get in later in the week. I've been saying that for a while, and I've been fronting for a while. I got this software now. I got to put in a little more work, and yo, I think it may just happen this weekend. I'm supposed to meet with Maestro. We may make a stream happen in his home and his new setup as well. Let's see what happens. But yeah, man, you guys have a great night. Be respectful to all boxers, everybody. Be respectful to yourselves. Stop fanboying. Stop capping. Let's keep it going. You all have a good night, man. Peace, family.